Hello, good morning everybody. It is Monday, November 15th, and I'm sitting outside the Earthbag structure. I'm going to be sifting some sand here to make more stucco, and I figured I'd start early and get the vlog over with in the morning while I have my most energy and talk to you guys about permits. Now, I'm going to preface this by telling you I'm not an expert on permits. I am not an expert on building codes. However, I have done a lot of research, and especially when we bought this property, there were things that I wanted to know before we bought it, so I knew what I was allowed to do. Now, one of the most common questions I get asked, whether it be Facebook, even Instagram, sometimes on YouTube, is how can you build that without a permit, or how do you get a permit to build that thing? Because most of the time I'm posting pictures of the Earthbag building or videos of the Earthbag building. And the simple answer to that question is, I don't need a permit to build this. And initially you probably are sitting there scratching your head going, well, that doesn't make any sense. Everybody needs permits. Well, that is true. However, in Cochise County in southern Arizona, I live in a county that I am allowed to build up to 200 square foot structure without plumbing or electrical as an outbuilding, as long as I'm not living in it, and I don't need a permit for it. And this building here is an Earthbag structure, but it's not anything we're living in. We don't have electrical in there, we don't have plumbing. What we use this for is, we don't even know what we're going to use it for yet, but this is really practice for building our house. So with this type of building, as long as I don't have anything over 200 square feet out here, and it doesn't have electrical and it doesn't have plumbing, I can build it as long as it's got a certain setback. I forget what it is. It's like 20 feet or something like that. I don't even remember, but I don't put anything that close anyway. So that is the trick. And as far as whether you can do it or you can do it in your state or your county, that is an answer that I can't give you, and really nobody can give you unless they live in your county or they have some area or background of expertise in that. I will say that I did do some general perusing of the internet before I made this, and just to look and see what I found. And I will say that most counties have their own websites in which you can look up their own building codes. So you can just go Los Angeles County building codes, do I need a permit for this? And almost everything I looked up, there is a website that'll take you right to it. Now, some cities I notice you need a permit for everything you build, for anything. I think the more populated you are, probably the more likely you're going to need a permit. Out here in rural areas like this, it's called RU4. It's very rural out here, and you can generally get away with a lot more. Now it gets more complicated because generally there is a national set of building codes in which most of the counties will adopt these building codes, and they will kind of put them together with their own. So it kind of gets a little complicated because there's really two sets of building codes. Here, when I'm actually building my house, Cochise County has owner-builder opt-out, which means that if I'm the owner and I'm the builder and I want to be the contractor, I can build my own house here and I can forego building inspections. However, there are some caveats to this that I'm not going to go into on this video, because for most people this will not apply to you. However, if you want to look up Cochise County owner-builder opt-out, you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, what I'm telling you now, basically, it kind of gets summed up this way, is that before you buy your property, you really have to know what you can do and can't do before you buy it. It's just kind of common sense, but I hate to tell you guys, a lot of people do this. They buy property and they don't even bother looking up what they can and can't do, and then they're surprised when they find out they're not allowed to do most of the things they wanted to do on their land. So you definitely, that's probably the first thing I would do if I were to buy another property in another county or another state, is I would immediately go to the county and see, what am I allowed to do here? What can't I do? Is this even going to work for me? Because I don't want the property, even if it's cheap, if I can't do anything on it. And that's what really made us buy this property out here. Besides price and getting a good deal on the land, You know, we got close to 18 acres here. We got a really good deal on the property, but we also know that we're allowed to do basically what we want to do here. Now, it can be more complicated than this, and this is the last thing I'm going to say before I end this. If you're going to be doing something involving agriculture, which we will be, I'm going to be setting up a farm here, there is a chance that I can get myself an agricultural exemption, which means that I can build as many outbuildings as I want out here and as structures as I want, as long as they're pertaining to agriculture and my operation here, and it's a legitimate business, then I can apply for this exemption. Now, when you do this, you can actually get a tax exemption as well as just a building code exemption from the county. However, being that I already have owner builder opt out, and I can build as many outbuildings as I want out here within reason, as long as they're under 200 square foot and all the things I mentioned, I really don't need the ag exemption to do the stuff I need to do. However, it will be nice to get that tax exemption. So, I hope this answers some of your questions. The moral of the story is, before you buy land, make sure you do your research. It's very important because it could ruin your day when you find out that you're not allowed to build what you want to build. Talk to you guys soon.